Today I try to explain why Ashes of Creation should literally copy Dark Age of Camelot in every single way. Some sections are maybe a little bit nerdy and boring, so just skip ahead with timestamps I provided down below. Bear with me guys, it's gonna be a long one. And just to be clear, I'm just scratching the surface of Dark Age of Camelot. So if Ashes of Creation would go down this road and explore what Dark Age of Camelot has to offer, then they have to find out for themselves. Especially how group PvP works in Dark Age of Camelot on the whole real system and real mobilities, and what keep raiding has to offer. It's a big topic and it's an important one. Every player nowadays is waiting for the next cool MMORPG. So let's get started. First of all, 3 factions is the best way to implement factions. If you have 2 factions, World of Warcraft, it's not gonna work out. There's always more people on one side, and now the other side loses all the time and people start getting out of the game. The server are getting empty, and with time, one faction dies. When you have 3 factions and one faction is overpowered because they hold maybe 2-3 relics, then the third faction, you team up with the third faction and hope you destroy first the faction who has all the relics. It's always like a mystery if you're willing to indirectly team up with the third faction who is maybe also not owning all the relics. So it's always a kind of mind game. Do they help me? Do we kill the overpowered faction first? A 1-on-1 after we killed the overpowered faction? It's always cool to have these kind of mind games when you have 3 factions. It's 8 versus 8 PvP, but in open PvP you also can encounter a Zerg. What is also cool, you have different styles, so it means if you have like a sword, you have a back attack, you have a side attack, or maybe you have a side root or a back stun, something like this. That's really cool. What World of Warcraft is definitely missing, and all other PvP MMORPGs are lacking in this particular area. So you need to have like a back stun, a side stun, a front root, something like this. The guy is messed now, so he's sleeping and he can't do anything. Maybe he has some ability which he can use to get out of it, but if you're like a beginner or you don't have the ability ready, you cannot get out, and you can like mess like 100 people at the same time, which is really powerful in PvP. Now we can see this guy, he's like using his shield to backstun the opponent. His weapon makes this red animation, but it's like a back shield stun, which is really cool. Now you can see it. And here again. For example, the tank's purpose is to guard a caster from his group. So the caster getting hit by other players who are melee. So every melee attack that is provided by the enemy is guarded by the tank, and it's like your tank tanks all your physical attacks. Ability like guard allow players to exploit in a way group fights. Because you know, if some caster is guarded by his tank, you should probably attack something else than the guarded caster. So other caster have to interrupt the guarded player because you cannot interrupt him with melee attacks. How a real caster should be, not a World of Warcraft mage. A real mage who can blow up 50 people at the same time. It looks something like this. He's nuking now, but people are coming, and now he starts bombing. Now he can literally bomb everyone around him, and it does massive amount of damage. Massive. You can blow up 30, 50, 100 people at the same time. And Ashes of Creation should do something like this. This is like peak PvP. Peak. If you play a group like this, your dopamine is like through the roof, bombing like 50, 100 people. It's like, it cannot get better like this. Imagine Unreal Engine 5 with this kind of PvP system from Dark Age of Camelot. It's like, damn boys! That would be perfect for 2026 and beyond. Yeah man, this is awesome. Maybe we can find another spot where he blows up like literally 20, 50 people. This is a funny spot. They are in front of the keep, AFK. All the dudes are masked. They're literally AFK. Boom. This is PvP gameplays, boys. How amazing would it be if Ashes of Creation has something like this? It would be like amazing. Now they're running to the keep and he's bombing in the entrance of the keep. Like peak guys, peak. Why is no one copying Dark Age of Camelot? It's literally so easy. Literally 2 bombs killed like 30 people. This is epic PvP content. It should be like this in every modern MMO. It should be like this. He's like chilling on the gate. He's chilling here, preparing for a fight. And all those people here get blown up by 2 bombs. Now they're messed. And now they're coming in from the left and like boom, boom. Boom! This is PvP, guys. This is PvP. Ashes should copy everything of Dark Age of Camelot. Like, this is epic PvP. Just sad, Dark Age of Camelot is already like 20 years old, and it's like the gameplay is phenomenal. The graphics are ass. Some system, like some movement is ass, some animations are like not top notch, but like what you can actually achieve as a 8v8 PvP group is like insane. And now they're bombing like a keep, they're defending a keep, and they're literally standing next to the entrance, and they're like everyone who comes up the keep are like literally getting bombed through the wall. I mean, it's a little bit exploit, but it's like, it's so funny when you're literally 8 people defending versus 100 and they're running up and you're like literally just bomb them through the wall. It's so fun. It's such fun. Like they are coming up now. You can see. Look at this. They're literally running up. More red people are coming. More action. Like, guys, this is like action PvP. Like, this is so epic. In Dog, you also have armor types. You have cloth or leather. What's cool about it is you have slash, thrust, and crush, and depending on your armor you're wearing, it's gonna hit harder. Then you also have like resistances. They're pretty classic. They're like in World of Warcraft you also have these, but in Dark Age of Camelot they really matter. Not having a certain amount, you're gonna lose in PvP instantly, because you need cap resistance to actually have a chance competing in PvP. And they are cold, energy, heat, matter, spirit, and body. Also here you have a small compilation of armor types. You can see cloth here, weak. Here on the bottom it says weak generally means 10% extra damage, and resistant means 10% reduced damage. And you can see if you wear cloth and some guy has a sword, then you're weak against it. Or if you wear leather as a hunter, then you're weak versus crush. Some hammer, chain, scale, plate. It's pretty cool, this system, in my opinion. So you're not only weak because you're like wearing leather, or even worse, like if you're wearing cloth, you're super weak, you're a caster. But then on top of that, if your opponent even uses swords against cloth, then it's double down in PvP, and so on. If you're a hunter and someone uses maces against you, they are really gonna get you. So no one really hard counters any other faction. Every faction has their strengths and their weaknesses. Depending on the quality of your armor, you have more or less stats that are available for your armor. I think that's also pretty neat. Also, what's super cool in Dark Age of Camelot is like their artifacts. So if you wanna make yourself a template, your armor, everything you wear, and you have to fine-tune your template in a template creator. It's like an outside tool, so you can min-max every stat that you need for your template. It's pretty advanced. If you're a beginner, you get this for sure wrong. But it's not about the complexity, it's more about the style, which I think is really cool, because you have to go to the random spots in PvE, and then they're like an artifact mob. It's not always there, like people kill them often, and they respawn in 24 hours. And if the mob is there and you get a group together and you kill the mob, then you get the artifact. And with the artifact, it starts at level 0, I think, and then you can level up the artifact until its max level. And the max level of an artifact is 10. So it's pretty cool. You have to level the artifact in PvP, and if you get RPs, realm points, if you kill an enemy in PvP, your artifact starts to level. And let's say at level 5 you get some effect, and maybe at level 10 you get another effect, which helps you further in PvP to succeed. For example, there is a melee cloak that when you level until 5, it becomes one ability at level 5, and a second ability from the cloak at level 10. And it would be a debuff or buff on a proc that you become melee immune for 2-3 seconds. So now you can see the skull which procs. Here you can see the skull, boom. Now he uses endurance potion to run, and he gets ensnared. Another proc from the cloak, which gives him immune. Another proc. It's so cool. And here you can almost not see him. You can almost not see him. He's a small crocodile from the artifact. He transformed in a crocodile. And it's like a little bit exploiting because you're so small, literally such a small crocodile. It's a little bit of exploiting, but it's so cool if you're like the caster. Enemies cannot see you and you're just like small little crocodile here. It's like, it's beyond imagination how cool it is. And he's also bombing now. Like, he's Albion and the guy before was Hibernia. He can literally go in as a crocodile and bomb them away. Like, this is how PvP should be. And now he's like a dog. It's also an artifact. You can transform in a dog. Or rather, not a dog, it's like a wolf. It's also a transformation like the crocodile. The crocodile is just a different artifact, and the wolf is another artifact. And you can just interval between them. You can activate this one, and if the crocodile artifact is not ready, you can activate the wolf artifact and so on. They are all on a timer. Here we can see the 3 factions PvP map. On top we can see this is Midgard, like these 4 blocks is Midgard. These 4 blocks here, Hibernia, and these 4 blocks on the right side, if you're from Albion, you start here at the bottom or here where the keeps are, and Hibernia you start here, and if you're Midgard you start here and here, and then you can take the boat and drive here or even to other places like here or here. How the PvP system works: in the middle you have a keep, then you have like a keep near your base, and here you have a keep, and here you have a keep, and the other faction also do have keeps, like here in the middle, and here in front of the wall, and here. By default you have 1 strength and 1 power relic. So the goal is you max out on enemies' relics and keep your own relics. You get flat damage increase. That's how you win PvP. A cool gameplay loop is PvP dungeon, Darkness Falls. If you have more keeps and outposts than the other 2 factions, you get to open it, and if there's players inside from the other faction, they get stuck in Darkness Falls, and they can get out, but they cannot enter anymore. It's really important that your faction owns a lot of keeps. Then the more keeps your faction has, the more influence they have, the more real points you can earn, the more gold you can earn, etc. Really important PvP is crowd control. And in Dark Age of Camelot you have 2 super cool abilities. Mess, like you can mess people and they are going to sleep for 45 seconds or up to a minute, depending on your resistance. And also you can root like 50 people or 30 people. They are not sleeping, but they are just walking in place. And I think it's so cool from a game design perspective that you can take advantage in PvP with mets or root. Like you can disable so many players who are just assist the Zerg, and if you're like 8 people versus 30 people, you can mess the guys who break the mess. You can then root and you can literally pick them off one by one, and it's such a cool idea which Dog has. And if I would develop Ashes of Creation, I would follow this gameplay, because it's not good when a Zerg kill 5 people or 8 people. It's not fun to get Zerg support class. It's like Minstrel, Skald and Bard. They are playing songs to enhance your running speed, which is so cool. You can literally run like 5 times as fast than a normal player can run with the buff. A group is literally able to outrun a Zerg, and that's one of the qualities of having a Minstrel, Bard or Skald. They're like bombarding the keep with ballistas, with rams. People have to sit in the rams to control the ram. They have to click on a button in a certain timing to get the ram working at its full potential. And people can stand up here and use this hot oil and use it on the ram. The people who are sitting in the ram, they get reduced damage because of they're sitting in the ram. But if you're like a caster and you're not in the ram and someone is up here and empties the pot of hot oil, then the caster is gone. Systems like this are so awesome in Dark Age of Camelot. You need materials to craft these ballistas, and then you can put them down and you can use it against the door. And every player contributes in a way to raiding this keep. And if you own keeps, you get a lot of bonuses. Ashes needs to copy all real ranks and abilities. What I've seen is that Ashes of Creation isn't really going the route of Dark Age of Camelot yet. I'm not an early backer, so I cannot tell because I haven't really played the game. I just seen footage. Some PvP footage looks kinda cool in my opinion, but then all the systems are probably lacking because they are not developed yet, or I'm not sure how far they will go down the road to develop PvP systems in depth like Dark Age of Camelot has, which is kinda sad. That's also why I wish it would be more Dark Age of Camelot. I don't want to go back to Dark Age of Camelot because it's outdated for sure. This is a shot of a real dragon, not some furry dragon that is currently in WoW. Real badass dragons. Steven and his team have a lot good going on. Just maybe they implement all these implementation I suggested and make Ashes of Creation the real deal in 2026 and beyond. At the moment, I kinda doubt it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.
I'm just a noob with not a skill, but when I RVR I insta-kill, for I'm in Midgard. Ooh, yeah, Midgard. Hey, we only got one button, we're mostly AFK. We don't know how to assist, but we still rule okay, for we are Midgard. Yeah, för vi är Midgard. Hey. Smells like easy mode. Midgard. Wait a minute. Nobody said anything about fighting warlocks.